Hello children, good morning. Today I am going to start lesson 1 for the student of class 10. We have completed nutrition in our first video, and today I teach you about heterotropic nutrition. At first, in that video we will discuss about the nutrition and their modes. And we know that the mode of nutrition is two form, autotrophs and heterotrophs, autotrophic nutrition and heterotropic nutrition. But here we will discuss about the heterotrophs or heterotropic nutrition. Heterotropic nutrition, that mode of nutrition in which organism depend to other organism for getting their food, for getting their nutrition, is known as the heterotropic nutrition. Further, there are heterotropic nutrition classified into three parts: saprophytic, parasitic and holozoic. Saprophytic nutrition, that nutrition in which an organism get their nutrition from dead and decaying matter. An organism get their nutrition for dead and decaying matter. This type of nutrition is known as the saprophytic nutrition, and that animals which have the capacity to doing the saprophytic nutrition is known as the saprophytes, such as bacteria, fungi, yeast. They are the example of the saprophytic nutrition. They are called the saprophytes. Parasitic nutrition. Parasitic nutrition is that mode of nutrition in which any organism get their nutrition for other animals without killing them. Without killing them, any organism get their nutrition to the other animals without killing them is known as the parasitic nutrition. And such as lice, tapeworms, and there are many organisms which gains the parasite, which have the capacity to parasites. They are called parasites, and that mode of nutrition in which organism depends to the other organism for getting their nutrition without killing them is known as the parasitic. Holozoic nutrition is that mode of nutrition in which any organism get their nutrition in form of the solid or liquid, such as humans and animals. Humans and animals having the capacity to getting their nutrition from the in form of the solid or liquid. Today I will teach you about nutrition in amoeba and nutrition in humans, and both are very important for related to your board examination. And at first we will discuss about nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba and humans. Amoeba and humans both are carried the 5 stages for completing their nutrition. At first, ingation. Second, digestion. Third, absorption. Fourth, assimilation. And 5, egation. Ingation, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egation. There are 5 stages which take place in both amoeba and humans. At first we will discuss about nutrition in amoeba. How do any amoeba get their nutrition? How does amoeba get their nutrition? And we will discuss about some definition. At first we will discuss about the shape of amoeba. Amoeba is a unicellular organism and it has no special organ for getting their nutrition and remove to the other waste products. So it has no special organ to getting their food and removing the extra. So we can say that process by which amoeba get their nutrition, this process is called phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is that process by which amoeba get their nutrition. That process by which amoeba gets their nutrition, this process is called phagocytosis process, and amoeba get their nutrition by the movement of pseudopodia. And ingression is that process, that method in which taking of food into our mouth is known as the ingression, and the definition is related to the both the amoeba and humans. Ingression is at first taking of food into mouth is known as the ingression, but in amoeba there is no special organ for getting food. So why does it get food? By the process of phagocytosis process and by the movement of pseudopodia. It means if amoeba here is presenting in cytoplasm, cell membrane, which is also known as the plasma membrane, and if here present in insect, then the process of peristaltic process, by the process of pseudopodia, it covers the insect. Amoeba get their food, it means it covers the food by the process of phagocytosis. It means by the process of pseudopodia. It means ingression is that process for taking up food from other animals is known as the ingression. And if we know in nutrition in human, related to the nutrition in humans, then we can say that ingression is that process by which taking up food into mouth is called ingression. This difference is related to the nutrition in amoeba, but here we cannot define as the term of taking of food into the mouth related to the amoeba. So digestion. What is digestion? A biggest particles, a complex substance broken down into simpler substances is known as the digestion. Digestion, a process, that process by which a big molecule is broken down into simpler substances is known as the digestion. Here, that food which is entered by the amoeba, which is covered by the amoeba, it made a vacuoles. It means it made a vacuoles and converted into the food vacuoles, and after presencing of the cytoplasm, it helps the digest to the animals inside the amoeba body. So this process is called digestion. It means we can say that a bigger substances is broken down into simpler substances is known as the digestion. Absorption. After digestion, some parts of nutrients which are very essential to our body part are absorbed by the amoeba, are absorbed by our body. This process is known as the absorption. Assimilation. After absorption, some vitamins, carbohydrates which are present in our body, which are present in our food, is provide energy to any animals such as amoeba, animals, human beings. This process is called assimilation. And egestion. After getting energy, after absorption any important materials, Importance materials. Some waste products are releases through our body in form of the forces is known as irrigation. But at first amoeba get digest, amoeba absorbed, amoeba after absorbed, amoeba get energy. Then there is no special organ, for getting a food or removing the any food. So we can see that a, a weak part of amoeba broken down and remove the waste product from the body. So these are called the nutrition in amoeba. Okay children, and we will discuss about nutrition in humans. So at first we will the definition of ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and negation. There is no doubt ingestion, taking a food into the mouth, is called ingestion. Breaking down the big molecules into smaller substances is called digestion. After digestion, some important materials are absorbed by our bodies, known as the absorption. After absorption, some energy are provided by our body, is known as the assimilation. And after assimilation, some wastes are present in our body, it is removed, is known as the irrigation. There is a part of nutrition in amoeba, and these stages are included in also the human's nutrition. So next we will discuss about digestive system of human. See? Look, because like amoeba nutrition, humans take nutrition by because it has complex animals, so they have complete their digestion in form of the digestive system, such as digestive system, and see children, here is a nasal cavity. This is a nasal cavity, but this is called the buccal cavity. We know a buck. What is the meaning of buck? Then we can say that buccal cavity. Buccal cavity, buck कौन करता है? हमारा मुंह करता है. So we can say that buccal cavity. Okay. Then here a glands are present. Which glands are present here? Salivary glands are present. Salivary glands are present. Salivary glands provide saliva, and this is called oesophagus. It means food pipe. Oesophagus, food pipe, and here we draw. This is called stomach, and here present diaphragm, diaphragm, and stomach, diaphragm, and here present liver and sorry यहाँ थोड़ा वो हो गया है. This is called pancreas. Pancreas. We draw again. Here present pancreas. Okay, and now naming it, they are called gallbladder. Gallbladder. This is known as the liver. This is a pancreas, HCl, and they are called large intestine and this is called small intestine, and here we classified that appendix, it is naming, its naming is already present here, that rectum and anus. So this is the figure of our digestive system, and at first I will teach you this process of the digestive system. At first, what is the first stage which takes place in our body? Ingestion. There is no doubt about ingestion. Ingestion is that process by which taking a food into our mouth is known as the ingestion. When we ingest any food materials, its digest is start. After eating the food into mouth, digestion is start, and when we start the food into our mouth, food is chewed, grunted by our teeth, and tongue helps to the mix the saliva to the food, and saliva are present by the saliva are secreted by the salivary glands, and some enzymes are included in the saliva such as ptyalin. Ptyalin is an enzyme which are produced by the salivary gland. It means saliva. In saliva, ptyalin enzymes are present. Okay. What is the function of ptyalin? What is the function of saliva? Ptyalin digests the food into the starch. It converts the food into the starch. Is known as the ptyalin, and our total alimentary canal, the length of our total alimentary canal is approximately 9 meters. Our length is 9 meters, and our food, further the chewing, after chewing and grunted food materials, our food is passes through esophagus. Esophagus is means food pipe, esophagus, and a process is take place into the our digestive system. A process is take place into our digestive system. Which process? Peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement, like this. Peristaltic movement. What is the peristaltic movement? If food here, if food are present here, their movement is begins to that like waves, that food goes down one by one part through the another part. So by the through esophagus, food enter into the stomach. Food enters into the stomach, and stomach release three enzymes. First HCl, second pepsin, and third mucus. HCl, pepsin and mucus. There is a enzymes which are secreted by the stomach, and in stomach approximately 3 to 4 hours food is stored here for 3 to 4 hours, and HCl, pepsin and mucus are released by stomach. What is the function of HCl? HCl kill the bacteria which some parts of stone which carry within the food is known as the HCl function. And HCl, first function of HCl, it kills the bacteria which come within the food. It kills the stone, some smallest stone which come within the food is known as the HCl function. Pepsin are also released by the stomach. What is the pepsin? Pepsin convert the protein into peptones, and we know that in our food some proteins, the amount of proteins are also containing. So pepsin is that enzyme which are produced by our stomach, and pepsin convert the protein. Pepsin P protein into peptones. Pepsin convert protein into peptones. And mucus. What is a mucus? Mucus help to its part of the stomach by digesting within self, and mucus helps to the its part of the digestion, it parts of the stomach to digestion it. So further the movement of peristaltic movement, food goes into the small intestine, and here some finger like structure where blood capillaries are also present. And here some important substances are absorbed by the villi. It is known, the finger like structure is known as the villi, and some processes are also included in this. But after goes to the intestine, it releases into bile and pancreatic juice. Bile are made by the liver and stored into the gallbladder, and pancreatic juice is provided by the pancreas, and both enzymes are mixed within the food, and after absorption of the food will take place in the small intestine, food goes into the further by the movement of peristaltic movement, and it goes by the large intestine. It goes into the large intestine where some extra substances which are helpful to us here are also absorbed, and further our food stored into rectum, and time to time our food, our waste product removed from the anus in the form of urine and feces. Okay children, our first lesson, it means our first part of life process, nutrition, is going to the end, and our next video I will teach you about respiration. Okay, thank you.